Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to the channel. I just realized that I don't actually add this information in my full skills breakdown videos. So I thought that I would make a very quick video just telling you the materials that you're going to need in order to level up your Arataki Itto and Gorou. Before we jump into that though, just really quickly, I have a Discord and I have a Twitch. Links to that are in the description below. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on to the materials. So in order to get your Arataki Itto up to Ascension Phase 5 and level 80, you're going to need 26 of these Riftborn Regalias. This comes from the new Wolf Boss, so make sure to take out this guy so that you have 26 in the bank waiting for him. If you want to get your Itto all the way up to Ascension 6, you're going to need 46 of these, which is pretty much almost double, so it's a whole lot more. If you're having problems with this boss, just remember to avoid his attacks because the corrosion from this guy is really potent and it will stack if you don't continually dodge his moves. But as long as you stay safe, don't get hit by any attacks and don't get corroded, he shouldn't really be any huge problem. Use your iframes properly to dodge most of his moves, and maybe even bring a healer if you can't dodge his corrosion moves. And then of course, when he gets his shields up, bringing a Geo character will definitely make things a lot easier. You can definitely do it without Geo, but it's going to take a lot longer. I mean, you can see just the amount of difference it makes when I do regular elements versus Geo. Avoid the AoE attacks, avoid the corrosion, and you should be good. Because once he goes down, it's just a giant DPS window. Once you have enough of these, you're going to need some slime condensate, and you're going to need a total of 216 of these. 18 of these to start, and then 30 of these in the middle, and then 12 of these to get him to Ascension 5. If you want to get him to Ascension 6, then you're going to need 24 of these. After that, you're going to need to get some of these chunks, and you're going to need a lot of them. You're going to need 9 of these purple ones, 9 of these fragments, and 1 of these shards. In total, that's going to equal 109 of these little shards. So that is quite a lot, and this is just for Ascension Phase 5. If you want to get him to the 6th, it's going to take even more. You're going to need another 162 of these in order to get yourself 6 of those golden Geo chunks. Once you're done with that, in terms of talents, you're going to need the Philosophies of Elegance and more slime materials to get his talents leveled up. And then if you want to get him past talent level 6 and get him up to 7 and 8, you're going to need these Ashen Hearts. Now, in terms of priority for Arataki Itto, you're going to want to prioritize his normal attack talent and his elemental burst talent. Definitely level 8 if you plan to at least main him in some capacity. Level 8 is definitely the minimum, but for Ushi, level 6 should be enough because that's not a very huge source of his damage output. It's definitely very strong, don't get me wrong, but your normal attack and your burst is much better, so if you had to sacrifice something, it would be your E skill. And so with that said, you're going to need 20 of these purple books, 42 of these blue books, and 4 of these Ashen Hearts. If you want to get Ushi to level 6, then you're going to need 21 of these blue books. So in total, that's around 63 blue books and 20 purple books. As for the Mora cost, in order to level this guy up to Ascension Phase 5 and get all of those talents up to 8, 8, and 6, it's going to cost you about 1.5 million Mora, so make sure you have enough Mora to get him there. And then the last and final material you need for Arataki Itto are the Onikabuto. These guys are kind of hard to find, but I have a couple of recommendations to help you guys farm them a little bit better. So first off is right underneath Inazuma City, there is a collection of Kabuto underneath. Come to this little cave here, and there should be about 6 Onikabuto just waiting to be picked. The next area is the Grand Narukami Shrine. There's just Onikabuto everywhere, so, just kind of scale the cliffs and look for them in this general area. Next up is Tatarasuna, and right next to Masanori, there's a pretty nice group of Onikabuto right here. And then on this little cliff here, there's a couple here. And then inside, there are quite a few as well. So those are the locations that have the highest density of Onikabuto, so you'll probably have to farm for about a week in order to get that 105 in order to get him to Ascension Phase 5. Now let's talk about Gorou. For Gorou, you're going to need the Perpetual Heart from fighting the Mechanical Array. 26 again to get him to Ascension Phase 5. And then the monster material that you're going to need are the Spectre Husks. It's the same amount as I mentioned for Arataki Itto. And then for his local specialty, you're going to need the Sango Pearl. 105 of these. These will only spawn on Watatsumi Island, and only 44 of them will show up. These are a lot easier to farm, and there is a very good source of them off of this teleporter. And if you jump into the water here and make your way across here, as well as this teleporter, and grabbing them in this area here. If you completed all of the quests on Watatsumi Island, there is a cave that is nestled in the side of the cliff side here, so go into that area again to pick up some more pearls. And then also over here at this domain, there are some more. And then the last location of pearls is going to be off of this teleporter, and then jumping into this pool of water over here. Once you've got that taken care of, you're going to need to farm the Philosophies of Light and the Guide to Light. Again, it's the same amount if you want to level up Gorou's E-Skill and Elemental Burst, as those are your priorities. His E-Skill is first priority, and then his Burst is second priority if you want damage. If you only want the buffs, then his E-Skill is what you want to level up. I am, however, going out on a limb here and predicting that. It might turn out that you have to level up both his E-Skill and his Burst, but I'm pretty sure you only need to level up his Elemental Skill in order to get the proper defense bonus. Nonetheless, your priorities are E-Skill for the buff, Burst for the damage, and then your normal attack if you want to use your fully aimed charge shot with Gorou. To get him to talent level 7 and 8, you're going to need the Molten Moment from fighting Signora. So make sure you have at least 2 of these if you just want your E-Skill up. If you're going to go for Arataki Itto's weapon, you're going to need this weapon Ascension material, as well as the Doggy materials as well, and then also Nobushi materials. This is a 5-star weapon, so it is going to be pretty expensive. It's going to take you 903 of the Mystic Enhancement Ore to get it all the way up to level 90 as well. This is also going to cost you about 906,000 Mora, pretty much 1 million Mora. So if you want to level up Arataki Itto, Gorou, and his weapon, this is going to cost you about 4 to 4.5 million Mora. And this, of course, is only to get them up to their bare minimum, which is Ascension Phase 5 and their particular talents. So make sure that you have enough, and I hope that this video helped you out. If it did, don't forget to hit that like button. I know this is a very simple video, but I did realize that I don't include this information in my full skills breakdown videos, so I thought this might be useful for some of you guys. So if it did help you out, hit that like button, and maybe even consider subscribing to my channel. Until next time, I will see you guys later.